Welcome everyone to Canadian Yorker here, and we are live on WWE Wrestling Bros. I nearly forgot that I wasn't streaming on my own channel, but I'm streaming on Wrestling Bros. So thank goodness I remembered at the last minute. So for today, we are doing a live recap of WWE Friday Night Smackdown that took place on Friday, March 30th, 2025, in the Hampton Bowling Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee. So, my partner in crime, Boone Steele, is out of town apparently, and he will be back in a week's time after his return from vacation. You may have following his channel. Some of you may have noticed that he is in Argentina right now. So that is what he is doing on his vacation, and he's enjoying every minute of it. So far, hopefully he'll continue to enjoy it. But for today, guys, I'm coming to you with a live stream with basically a recap of Friday Night Smackdown, and here it is. So we're reading from the article WrestlingHeadlines.com, and you can I will be posting the article link in the comments section, so you can check it out. Yes, I'm busy. Yeah, give me a second. Okay. Yes, so we are um we are doing a talking about the article from WrestlingHeadlines.com. I apologize, short interruption. So, in other words, let's get into it. So, reading the article here. So we're going here. Bianca Belair is in Knoxville, Tennessee, and she is enjoying her time there. And I'm not going to read everything she said, but she said she's injured. She's gonna come back when she's ready to come back. And cue Naomi coming out. Bianca said that Knoxville, Tennessee is special to her, and it's also um uh Bianca said that, excuse me, I'm sorry for the continual interferences. That basically um I apologize. Bianca Belair says that, man, it's good for her to be in Knoxville, and she is glad to be back in her hometown because that's where she grew up. That's just a place where she's so comfortable, and it's a safe space. She's got her family there. She's got her support system there. She's glad to see her family there, and she went through a lot experiencing that loss at WrestleMania, from the loss to Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, getting beat by Io Sky beat Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. It was a tough loss for her, and also losing not only WrestleMania but losing her friends. She lost that friendship with Naomi and Jade Cargill. So she's going through a lot. She came back to Knoxville, Tennessee to heal up, and then once she heals up, she's coming back. And Q, on time, Naomi comes in and tries to get Bianca Belair's attention, and Naomi told Bianca Belair that she was not going to be, she wanted to talk to her, but Bianca wasn't having any of it. So Naomi wanted Bianca to hear it out, and Bianca said, "Okay, fine. Let's hear what you have to say." Naomi said she wants Bianca's forgiveness, because she knows that their friendship has been off the rails recently, and she wants Bianca. She wants to try to fix that relationship and friendship that she had with Bianca. But unfortunately, she said can't fix it. But she had time to think about it because a lot of time has been gone. A lot of months have gone by, and Naomi said she's been trying to contact Bianca a lot, but Bianca did not reply to anything she said. And so Bianca said, Naomi told Bianca she even went as far to visit her parents' home and go and visit her, visit her home, go look at her own personal upbringing, how she lived. Bianca Belair was shocked. Naomi said I went by her parents' house, but unfortunately nobody was there, so I left just to see. She let herself in, or in other words, she broke into into Bianca's house, and Naomi said, she looked at her pictures of her growing up. She went through the ones, she went through her album, and all those happy times when she saw Bianca smiling and being so happy, it reminded her of how happy she was being with Bianca when she was tag team champions. But Bianca Belair was completely just upset with Naomi because she said that her family is completely off limits. She said that Bianca and her were best friends, but she said that Naomi betrayed her trust, and she also threw her tag team partner, who was also her friend, threw onto a car windshield, and she lied to Bianca to her face for months. So Bianca said she is 100% completely through with Naomi, and she ever said that if Naomi comes to ever goes near her family again, she ever says that whatever Jade has done to Naomi will be nothing in comparison to what Bianca Belair will do to Naomi. And Naomi responded back with, which I think is the craziest thing ever. Naomi said, it wouldn't be good for you and your mama to be in a wheelchair. I would hate for something bad to happen to you right here and now, which is, whoa, that's a pretty cold statement coming from Naomi. And Jade Cargill comes into the ring. Bianca steps aside. Jade Cargill comes into the ring, and she's throwing hands with Naomi in the ring. And Jade Cargill throws Naomi out the ring, and then she stares down with Bianca and Jade. And then we have our first match coming. Nia Jax makes her entrance. Bianca leaves. Nia Jax makes her entrance, and we have our first match of the night, which is a Money in the Bank qualifying match between Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Nia Jax. So the match started. With Naomi transitioning into a ground and pound attack, and Naomi viciously stomps on Jade Cargill's chest. Naomi flexes her muscles. Then Naomi sweetly stomps on Jade Cargill again and hits a running corner drop kick on Jade Cargill. And then Naomi slaps Cargill in the face. Naomi with a splitting leg drop out the middle turnbuckle for a 1 count. And Naomi's throwing those boots to Jade Cargill. When Nia Jax nails Jade Cargill with a running hip attack from after that in the turn at the corner. Naomi responds with a heat seeker, and then Cargill catches Naomi in mid-air, and Cargill with a faraway slam. Cargill pops back onto her feet. Cargill scores 2 elbow knockdowns. Cargill with the Black Sunhole slam for 2 count, and Nia Jax whips Naomi across the ring, and Nia Jax with a pop-up headbutt, and Jax hits Jade Cargill with a Samoan drop. And Nia Jax stops and poses for the crowd. And Nia Jax stomps on Jade Cargill's chest. Nia Jax runs with a running leg drop, and Nia Jax dumps Cargill, throws Jade Cargill out the ring. Nia Jax hits the flying leg drop for a 2 count. Naomi clings onto the bottom rope, but Jade Cargill whips Naomi across the ring. Nia Jax goes for the Samoan drop, but Naomi counters with a crucifix power bomb for a 2 count. Naomi goes with a baseball slide drop kick to Jade Cargill. Naomi kicks Nia Jax in the face. Naomi stomps on Jade Cargill's chest once again, and then she applies the sleeper hold to Nia Jax. To Jade Cargill. Nia Jax sends Naomi back into the canvas. Nia Jax tosses Naomi out the ring. Jade Cargill rolls up Jax for a 1 count. Then Nia Jax responds with a headbutt to Jade Cargill with talk smack, and then talk smack to her. Jade Cargill Jade Cargill hits Naomi with Nia Jax with forearm shivers. Jade Cargill with a running shoulder block that sends Nia Jax tumbling to the floor. Jade Cargill goes after Naomi. Nia Jax clocks Cargill with a running hip attack against the steel post. Nia Jax talks smack then to Naomi. Naomi stomps on Jade Cargill's back. Naomi holds Cargill. Jax hits with repeated headbutts. Naomi's choking Jade Cargill with a foot. And Naomi comes in with a flying forearm smash. Jax levels Cargill with a body avalanche following a snapmare takeover. Naomi with a diving clothesline. Cargill shows her the fighting spirit. Nia Jax headbutts Cargill, and then Naomi comes back with a running mid kick to Jade Cargill's wings, and Naomi then talks her trash to Jade Cargill. Nia Jax whips Cargill across the ring. Nia Jax with a sidewalk slam. Naomi with a running, splitting leg drop for a 2 count. Naomi rolls Jax for a 1 count. Jax sends Naomi to the corner. Jax with another body avalanche. Jax with a running senton splash. Cargill fires back with forearm shivers. Cargill makes a recovery, and Cargill with three leaping back elbow smashes. Cargill sidesteps Jax into Naomi, and then Cargill hits with 2 super kicks to Jax, and Cargill drops Jax with a spine buster. Naomi responds with a running Meteora for a 2 count. Naomi hits the split-legged moonsault. Jade Cargill connects with the Jaded for a 2 count, and Cargill puts Jax on the turnbuckle. Cargill and Naomi are trading back and forth shots. Nia Jax with the flying crossbody block for 2 separate counts. Naomi puts Jax puts Naomi on her shoulders, and Jax delivers the avalanche Samoan drop for a 2 count. Cargill comes in with the frog splash for a 2 count. Jax comes in with 2 headbutts. Cargill responds with a pump kick for 2 count, and Naomi kicks Cargill in the face. Naomi ascends to the top turnbuckle. Cargill is throwing haymakers at Naomi. Cargill goes for the superplex, but Jax counters with the powerbomb. Nia Jax stacks Naomi on top of Cargill. Jax lands the Annihilator, but Naomi ducks out the way, and Naomi plants Jax with the rolling crucifix to pick up the victory. And our winner is Naomi with the win for the Money in the Bank qualifier match. She defeats Jade Cargill and Nia Jax in a women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. So Naomi is going to be one of the first to qualify for the Money in the Bank. Obviously, this is going to be an interesting transition for Naomi. Maybe she will be going forward, and she will be targeting Bruin Steele's favorite champion of all time, Tiffany Stratton, for the women's WWE championship that might be happening. You never know. But obviously Tiffany Stratton needs a good heel, so Naomi might be the person who could push Tiffany Stratton forward. But we'll have to see with that, obviously. So I'm going to skip some of the backstage sentiments between Solo and Jacob Fatu and R-Truth. Skipping that, we're going on to our next match. Our second match is R-Truth versus JC Mateo versus the newest member of the Bloodline, by the way, and Solo Sikoa. So JC Mateo drives Truth back first into the turnbuckles. Mateo with clubbing shoulder Mateo with clubbing shoulder blocks. The referee admonishes Mateo. Mateo repeatedly whips Truth back first into the turnbuckles. Mateo goes for the leaping back elbow splash, but R-Truth ducks out the way. R-Truth hits with 2 diving shoulder blocks. R-Truth ducks a clothesline from Mateo. R-Truth drops Mateo with a flying shoulder tackle. R-Truth goes for a spinning side slam, but Mateo counters with a crossbody block. And Mateo hits R-Truth with a standing moonsault. Mateo talks smack to Truth, and Mateo goes for a running senton splash. But R-Truth ducks out the way. R-Truth delivers the 5-knuckle shuffle. R-Truth goes for the adjustment, but Mateo falls on his back. Mateo connects with the Tour of the Islands to pick up the victory after the match. Mateo continues his attack to R-Truth with clubbing headbutts, and Solo Sikoa prepares R-Truth for the Samoan spike, but Jimmy Uso comes into the ring with a steel chair to save R-Truth from Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo. Solo Sikoa, however, he begs for mercy from Jimmy Uso, but Mateo attacks Jimmy Uso from behind, and Solo stops JC Mateo from attacking Jimmy Uso further, and Solo Sikoa also wants to recruit Jimmy Uso back into the bloodline, but it's kind of a minor storyline going on. So will Jimmy Uso rejoin the bloodline, the new bloodline, and if he rejoins the new bloodline, then are we going to have to kick somebody out? So will that happen? I don't think it will. But with the winner of this match, JC Mateo wins via pinfall against R-Truth. So there we have it. For the win for this match. In the next match, we're skipping past the backstage segments again. That's the Street Profits faction, DIY, the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Wyatts have their own thing going on in the tag team division. We're skipping that. Okay, so for the next match, we have Rey Fenix and Javon Evans versus Los Garza with Santos Escobar. Ethan Page joins the commentary for this match. Rey Fenix and Angel will start things off. Forearm exchange. Angel ducks a clothesline from Phoenix. Angel sends Phoenix across the ring. Phoenix cartwheels over Angel, and Phoenix ducks a clothesline from Angel and Phoenix hits with a running Hurricane. Angel catches Phoenix in midair. Phoenix fights out of the fireman's carry position, and Phoenix hits Angel with a roundhouse kick, double headbutt. Evans and Berto are tagged in. Evans comes in with a springboard roll up for a 2 count. Berto thrusts kicks the midsection of Evans, and Berto punches Evans in the back. A short arm reversal by Evans. Evans ducks a clothesline from Berto, and Berto blocks the Hurricane. Berto blocks the O'Connor roll. Berto with a springboard crossbody block for a 2 count. Berto blocks a boot from Evans. Evans with a step up. Enziguri. Evans with a rebound Hurricane. Evans drops kicks Berto to the floor. Evans with a roll through center to Angel. Angel tags in Phoenix, and Angel misfires on the double clothesline, and so Evans and Angel, Evans tags in Phoenix, and Angel misfires on a double clothesline. Phoenix with a spinning back kick, and Evans kicks Angel in the chest. A double enziguri to Angel, double drop super kick to Berto for a 2 count. Rey Fenix with a running boot to the back of Berto's head for a 2 count. Rey Fenix tags in Evans. Evans uppercuts Berto. Berto is throwing haymakers at Evans. Berto applies a side headlock. Angel made the blind tag. Berto whips Evans across the ring. Drop toe hold, knee strike combination. Angel rips off his pants. Angel with a running boot. Angel tags Humberto, a double Irish whip, double basket toss, a double super kick to Evans for a 2 count, and Humberto decks Evans with a back elbow drop, back elbow smash. Humberto with a double leg takedown. Humberto tags an Angel, and Angel comes in with a running knee strike. Angel pulls Evans back into the ring. Angel puts Evans on the top turnbuckle. Angel with a clubbing blows to Evans' back. Angel yanks Evans off the top turnbuckle. Angel kicks the right hand of Evans. Angel puts his leg on the back of Evans' neck. Berto kicks Evans behind the referee's back. Angel applies a chin bar. Evans is fingertips away from Phoenix. Evans ducks a clothesline from Angel. Angel catches Evans in mid-air, and then Angel has Evans draped across the middle turnbuckle. Angel drives to his knee into the midsection of Evans. Evans gets hit with heavy body shots. Angel blocks a boot from Evans. Angel tags Humberto. Los Garza hits the Garza special for a 2 count, and Humberto with hammer elbows. Humberto applies a rear chin lock. Evans gets back to a vertical base, where Evans with a snap may escape. Humberto stops Evans in his tracks. Evans super kicks Humberto. Phoenix and Angel are tagged in. Phoenix with a forearm shivers. Phoenix ducks a clothesline from Angel. Phoenix with a springboard to arm drag, double foot stomp combination. Phoenix with a spinning back kick to Berto. Phoenix kicks Berto in the chest. Phoenix with a step up enziguri, and Phoenix with a step up hurricane off Berto's back. Phoenix follows that with a springboard spinning sidekick. Phoenix with a double springboard moonsault for a 2 count. Berto whips Phoenix across the ring. Evans made a blind tag. Phoenix with a double rebound spinning heel kick. Evans responds with a pop-up punt. Evans with a crossbody springboard crossbody block. Berto responds with the springboard enziguri, chop exchange, second forearm exchange. Evans goes for a rebound hurricane, but Angel counters with a slingshot sit out powerbomb for a 2 count. Evans puts Angel on the top turnbuckle. Angel tags Humberto. Los Garza goes for the Avalanche MTY, but Phoenix counters with a roll through uppercut. Evans sends Humberto crashing to the outside. Evans with a running double stomp to Angel. Evans wipes out Los Garza with a cannonball senton to the outside. Evans and Phoenix stirs at Paige. Paige shoves Phoenix to Evans. Paige launches Phoenix over the announce table. Evans super kicks Paige. Evans dumps Angel out of the ring. Berto rolls Evans over a 2 count. Evans ducks a clothesline from Berto. Evans with a handspring corkscrew kick. Evans knocks Angel off the apron. Paige shoves Evans off the top turnbuckle behind the referee's back. Berto tags in Angel. Los Garza connects with the MTY to pick up the victory. So we have the winner of this match being Los Garza and Santos Escobar getting the win against Rey Fenix and Javon Evans for this match. So yeah, it's a good win for Los Garza and and Santos Escobar over Rey Fenix and Javon Evans. Both these guys came in. Rey Fenix is more newer compared to Santos Escobar, so there's a lot that remains to be seen from both these groups, and hopefully they continue getting more time, more screen time, and winning more matches going forward. So can't wait for that to happen. Next match, our fourth match, is Zelina Vega. This is a non-title match between Zelina Vega and Alba Fire. So Zelina Vega versus Alba Fire with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. So the Secret Service of Chelsea Green, one of the members of the Secret Service, is facing Zelina Vega in a match, a non-title match. So Alba Fire attacks Zelina Vega from behind after Zelina Vega makes it to the ring, and Alba Fire gets aggressive, punching Zelina Vega in the back. Alba Fire attacks, slams Zelina Vega's head on all four corner turnbuckles, and Alba Fire goes for a body slam, but Zelina Vega gets back on her feet, and Zelina Vega repeatedly kicks the left hamstring of Alba Fire to weaken her. Alba Fire drives her knee into the midsection of Zelina Vega. Alba Fire whips Zelina Vega across the ring, and Alba Fire goes for a sidewalk slam, but Zelina Vega counters for with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors takeover for one count. Zelina Vega applies a side headlock. Alba Fire whips Zelina Vega across the ring, and Alba Fire drops Zelina Vega with a shoulder tackle. Alba Fire poses for the crowd, and Alba Fire rocks Zelina Vega with a forearm smash. Then she responds with a Zelina Vega responds with a Castadora arm drag, and Zelina Vega transitions that into a corner mount where she drives, Alba Fire drives Zelina Vega back first into the turnbuckle. Zelina Vega kicks Alba Fire in the chest, and Alba Fire, Zelina Vega responds with the Flying Hurricane. Alba Fire just falls out the ring, but is regrouped on the outside of the ring. Alba Fire sweeps out the legs of Zelina Vega. Remember that from Karate Kid, where the master of the Cobra Kai dojo sees at the very end of the movie, he says, "Sweep the legs." So that's kind of the same reference I can see here. Alba Fire sweeps out the legs of Zelina Vega, but Alba Fire comes back with a pendulum hobo hammer. Alba Fire goes for the gory bomb, but Zelina Vega lands back on her feet, and Zelina Vega with a drop toe hold on the middle rope. The referee gets distracted by Chelsea Green, of course. Chelsea Green distracts the ref, but Zelina Vega goes for the 619, but Piper Nivens comes out, and Piper Nivens distracts Zelina Vega from hitting that 619 because she trips Zelina Vega. Alba Fire super kicks Zelina Vega, and Alba Fire salutes the crowd. Alba Fire has got complete control of the match during commercial break. Alba Fire stands on Zelina Vega's hair. Alba Fire pulls back the arms of Zelina Vega, and Alba Fire continues her attack with the Gourd Buster for a 2 count. Alba Fire applies the Cobra Clutch. Zelina Vega comes back with heavy body shots. However, Alba Fire super kicks Zelina Vega, and Zelina Vega responds with a running knee strike. Zelina Vega slams Alba Fire's head on the top turnbuckle. Zelina Vega punches Alba Fire in the back. Zelina Vega decks Alba Fire with a back elbow smash. Zelina Vega kicks Alba Fire in the face. Zelina Vega continues her attack with forearm shivers, a short arm reversal by Fire. Vega ducks a clothesline from Fire. Vega with two diving clotheslines. Vega blocks a boot from Fire, and Vega also hits with a discus back elbow throw. Alba Fire blocks the backdrop driver. Fire hammers down on the back of Vega's neck, and Vega continues. Vega hits Alba Fire with a belly to back suplex. Vega then continues her attack with a shotgun meteor. Vega is fired up. Vega hits the flying meteor for a 2 count. And Alba Fire blocks the Three Amigos. Alba Fire goes for a vertical suplex, but Vega counters with the stunner. Vega goes for the moonsault, but Alba Fire ducks out the way. Alba Fire lands the Swanton Bomb for a 2 count, but Alba Fire kicks out Vega out the ring, and Chelsea Green sneak attacks. Chelsea Green tries to sneak attack. Tries to sneak attack Lena Vega, but Chelsea Green actually inadvertently clocks Piper Niven with a hair protective face mask, and Chelsea Green runs after Zelina Vega. Alba Fire nearly runs into Zelina Vega, and Zelina Vega connects with a Code Red to pick up the victory. So Zelina Vega actually gets the win against Alba Fire in this matchup, and she not only wins against Alba Fire, but also Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. So quite an interesting matchup there with that matchup. So going past the backstage segments, The Miz, Julia coming in, The Priest coming in, and all that jazz. Continuing the match, continuing down, we have our 5th match of the night: Jacob Fatu versus Carmelo Hayes versus The Miz versus Andrade, for a men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. So any one of those men could qualify for the Money in the Bank contest coming up, and I believe Money in the Bank is coming up pretty soon. So there is not much time between now and Money in the Bank that's going to be happening. So in this match, we're going to see who's going to be coming out as the winner to qualify for Money in the Bank. Excuse me while I get some water to drink. Doing all this talking is definitely, strains your vocal cords. So, gotta make sure there's enough water. Okay, continuing the match, this is the 5th match. We have Jacob Fatu coming in. All the guys are there. Fatu, Carmelo Hayes, The Miz, and Andrade are facing each other off to see who's going to become the one qualified for Money in the Bank. So Jacob Fatu gets distracted by The Miz after the bell rings. Carmelo Hayes attacks Jacob Fatu from behind. Carmelo Hayes comes with clubbing blows to Jacob Fatu's back, and Jacob Fatu decks Hayes with a small back elbow smash, and a Dolo with forearm shivers. I don't know who that is, or it might be. That is Andrade comes in with forearm shivers. Jacob Fatu clotheslines Carmelo Hayes. Jacob Fatu had a quick standoff with Andrade. Andrade comes in with the forearm shivers. Jacob Fatu sends Andrade to the corner. However, Andrade sidesteps Jacob Fatu into the turnbuckles. Jacob Fatu reverses out of the Irish whip from Andrade. Andrade rocks Jacob Fatu with a forearm smash. Andrade with a flying crossbody block for 1 count. Carmelo Hayes dumps Andrade out of the ring. Carmelo Hayes tees off of Jacob Fatu's back once again, and Jacob Fatu reverses out of the Irish whip from Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes uppercuts Carmelo Hayes in midair, and Carmelo Hayes regroups on the outside. Carmelo Hayes grabs the left foot of Jacob Fatu. The Miz grabs the left foot of Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu blocks the schoolboy roll up. Jacob Fatu goes for a body slam, but Carmelo Hayes lands back on his feet. Carmelo Hayes super kicks Jacob Fatu. The Miz comes in with a low bridge that sends Jacob Fatu tumbling to the floor. Andrade clotheslines Carmelo Hayes. Jacob Fatu is pissed, and while The Miz begs for mercy from Jacob Fatu, Jacob Fatu rocks Andrade with a forearm smash. Jacob Fatu super kicks The Miz, and Jacob Fatu throws The Miz into the ringside barricade. Jacob Fatu nails The Miz with a running hip attack. Carmelo Hayes kicks Jacob Fatu in the gut, and Carmelo Hayes is throwing haymakers at Jacob Fatu. However, Jacob Fatu uppercuts Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes checks on the Miz, who's receiving medical attention. Jacob Fatu headbutts Carmelo Hayes, and Jacob Fatu with a reverse hammer throw into the barricade. Jacob Fatu sends Hayes face first into the announce table. Hayes then delivers a cheap shot to Jacob Fatu, and Andrade comes in with clubbing shoulder blocks. Andrade unloads 2 knife edge chops. Carmelo Hayes reverses out of the Irish whip from Andrade. Carmelo Hayes comes in with a knife edge drop at the edge of his own. Carmelo Hayes flexes his muscles. Carmelo Hayes mocks Andrade. Andrade unloads 2 knife edge chops, and Carmelo Hayes reverses out of the Irish whip from Andrade. I read that already. Carmelo Hayes with a knife edge chop of his own. Jacob Fatu reverses out of the Irish whip from Andrade, and Jacob Fatu with a running headbutt. Jacob Fatu does a signature dance. Jacob Fatu headbutts Andrade. Jacob Fatu kicks Hayes out the way, and Jacob Fatu with a straight right hand, and Fatu chops Andrade. Uppercut headbutt exchange. Hayes repeatedly stomps on Andrade's chest. Fatu goes for the running hip attack, but Andrade ducks out the way. Hayes with the running apron and Enziguri, and Andrade ducks a clothesline from Hayes, and Andrade goes with a flying forearm smash, where Andrade pops back onto his feet, and Andrade plays to the crowd. Andrade with the shotgun Meteora. Hayes responds with the La Mystica for a 2 count. Hayes repeatedly stomps on Jacob Fatu's chest. Jacob Fatu punches Hayes. Andrade super kicks Fatu. Hayes goes for the springboard clothesline, but Andrade counters with the springboard reverse Spanish fly with 2 running senton splashes. Andrade blocks the double jump moonsault and ducks a clothesline from Fatu. Hayes delivers the first 48, but Andrade drills Hayes with the reverse Hurricane. Hayes turns a vertical suplex into a cutter for a 2 count. Andrade pulls Hayes out the ring. There's a forearm exchange, a super kick exchange. Fatu is fired up, and Fatu prepares for the double hip attack. Hayes and Andrade send Fatu crashing into the barricade. Hayes locks Andrade with a forearm smash. Hayes teases pulling out a table from under the ring, where Andrade kicks Hayes in the face, and Andrade grabs a steel chair. Hayes kicks the left side of the ring. Hayes kicks the left knee of Andrade. Andrade kicks knees in the gut. Hayes has Andrade perched on the turnbuckle. Hayes with a slingshot suplex. Really trying to keep up with this because there's so much detail in this. We can do this. Hayes goes for the figure 4 leg lock, but Andrade counters with the inside cradle for a 2 count. Both guys are knocked down after a double headline, so a double clothesline. Hayes and Andrade are trading back and forth shots. Andrade puts Hayes on the top turnbuckle. Second forearm exchange. Andrade with the step up in Enziguri and assisted avalanche Spanish fly. Jacob Fatu with the swanton Swanton bomb for a 2 count. Jacob Fatu levels Andrade with a body avalanche. Hayes kicks Jacob Fatu in the face. Hayes blocks the pop-up Samoan drop. Andrade, so where is that? Yeah, Andrade delivers the discus back elbow. Hayes goes for the rolling crucifix, but yeah, goes for the rolling crucifix. Oh yes, Hayes goes for the rolling crucifix, but Andrade rolls Fatu over for a 2 count. Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo make their way down to the ringside area, and Carmelo Hayes with the springboard clothesline for a 2 count. And Fatu headbutts Hayes. But Fatu is not happy to see Solo Sikoa. So Jacob Fatu puts Carmelo Hayes on the top turnbuckle. Jacob Fatu with a blistering chop. Jacob Fatu continues with the Samoan drop, and Andrade avoids a double jump moonsault. Carmelo Hayes connects with nothing but net for a 2 count. Andrade goes for the message, but Carmelo Hayes rolls him over for a 2 count. A roll of exchange with Andrade. It's a discus of the back elbow smash. Hayes enters with the first 48, and then Andrade drops Hayes with another discus back elbow drop. Hayes nails Andrade with the Impaler DDT. Fatu throws Hayes into the turnbuckle. Fatu with the running hip attack. And Fatu drops Andrade with the Impaler DDT. Fatu learns a double jump moonsault. Solo tells Fatu to do it again, and Jimmy Uso super kicks JC Mateo, and Carmelo Hayes shoves Fatu into Solo. Carmelo Hayes with the first 48. However, Andrade plants Hayes with the message to pick up the victory. So in this match, we have the only one who's qualified for a match is Andrade, who makes it into the Money in the Bank and becomes a Money in the Bank winner. So Andrade is going on to Money in the Bank, and I have to see who's going to be moving forward with that. So we're skipping again the backstage segments, and we have another backstage segments between John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and Logan Paul. They're in the ring. Cody Rhodes says, he was there. He said that when he lost at WrestleMania 41, he was depressed. He was sad and the sorrows. And when he said that, he asked himself a question if he was a good champion. But then he remembered that, he was a good champion. He said, he left everything. He faced everything in the ring in front of everyone, and with everything that he faced behind the scenes, and being pulled in different directions, and he had different areas to navigate in his time at WWE, and he said that he had validated himself, saying that yes, he was a good champion, and however, there was an unfortunate situation that happened to him because he was thinking about retiring from WWE, but then he thought about what happened with losing, with John Cena betraying him, and he thought about what happened with him getting the offer from The Rock to become the superstar of WWE, but also not only the superstar, but also but he rejected that. So he remembered what John Cena did to him, and basically he wants to win his championship back. However, John Cena came in, and John Cena confronted him, saying that, and not only that, but he also Jey Uso came down. So Jey Uso, and he also, so Cody Rhodes introduced Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso were standing in the ring, was cued in John Cena coming in to, come in the ring. So he came to the ring, but he called John Cena. John Cena called Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes John Cena wannabes, because they wanted to be like John Cena. John Cena said that you're nothing more than a John Cena wannabe, and you're nothing, and John Cena said that John Cena, that both of them are John Cena wannabes. They said they both want to be John Cena so bad that it makes John Cena sick. John Cena said you want his fame and you want his money, but John Cena said you're not going to get nothing, neither his fame or his money, because you're too desperate and you're too lazy. And John Cena said he can only think of one other person in WWE that basically is the same as him, that embodies hustle, loyalty, and respect. John Cena said that this person got the fame, the fortune, and the followers to back that up, and he called both Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes losers, and he said that his Money in the Bank partner is none other than Logan Paul, who is so great at doing nothing. So John Cena said that Logan Paul is a great champ, a great person. He said that, Logan Paul is so great because Logan Paul does WWE better than any professional wrestler, of course, and Logan Paul does not need to pay his dues because Logan Paul is paying your mortgage, yours and mine, everybody's mortgages. Everybody in this building did not come to see him. They did not come to see Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso. They came to see John Cena and Logan Paul. And Logan Paul coming in. Logan Paul saying, John Cena speaks volumes, speaks the language of Logan Paul, and that's the truth. The truth is in front of. We can all see the truth. We can see the truth. That Logan Paul is going to be the next best thing in wrestling right now, because you get to see the greatness of the moment of John Cena standing side by side with Logan Paul, and because we all are living long, pathetic, miserable lives, and that's what we are, and we are being ungrateful because of that. I'm just picking apart points by point what he's saying, because Logan Paul complained to the fact that he should be the one become the champion coming out of Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. But unfortunately, he said that he lost his chance to win that opportunity because of Cody Rhodes getting involved in the business in WWE. Another thing that Logan Paul also said is that because Cody Rhodes interfered in the match, because Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are cheaters who can't do anything in the business without being handed it to them. He also called them Nepo babies, much how like Charlotte Flair also was called a Nepo baby by Tiffany Stratton. So these two Nepo babies are born on a third, thinking that they had a triple, Logan Paul calls himself a self-made man, and also calls John Cena a self-made man. So 5 years ago, no one ever believed that Logan Paul would be a WWE superstar, and they certainly never ever would believe that he would be teaming up with the greatest of all time, that being John Cena. So he is not just a WWE superstar in WWE, but he is the WWE superstar. He is the superstar in WWE, and he is saying that Logan Paul says that his time is now, and said that John Cena's time is almost up. And he calls John Cena the last world champion, but John Cena says that eventually he will be the face of this company of WWE in the future. So there we have it. We have this showdown, this matchup between that's going to happen at Money in the Bank between Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. That's going to be going down. And also, just to kind of recap, Jey Uso said that they can have a match right tonight for don't have to wait for Money in the Bank, but they can have a tag team match right now to see who's the better team, and basically that's going on. John Cena and Logan Paul were gonna leave, but Logan Paul wanted to stay and fight, but they were having a disagreement. Cody Rhodes says that what they're arguing about, they're gonna go back and polish the Peacemaker. So, that's it for that segment right here. All those guys are fighting, just fighting each other and brawling at the end of SmackDown, obviously. So all hell breaks loose. Cody blocks the Attitude Adjustment from John Cena. Jey Uso super kicks John Cena. Cody Rhodes delivers the disaster kick, and Jey Uso hits a slingshot pescado. Cody avoids the buckshot lariat, and Jey super kicks Logan. Cody and Jey plant Logan Paul with the code, and Cody poses with the WWE Championship as the show goes off air. So that is it for WWE SmackDown. Right there, we have the end of the match. We have our future matchup that's going to be happening in WWE Raw with Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, and John Cena facing off at Money in the Bank in a tag team match. Obviously, there should be a championships, because we should have champion versus John Cena should be facing Cody Rhodes again. Jey Uso should be facing Logan Paul, separately. But obviously, we're gonna have a tag team match, so maybe that's gonna happen later on down the line. We'll see what's gonna happen. Maybe John Cena will retain his championship, but Cody will win the championship back, and Logan Paul will beat Jey Uso. Jey Uso is gonna retain the championship in a future PPE event, and we might see a new Money in the Bank winner at Money in the Bank. So I'm just gonna keep it short for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. I know there's been a lot of talking, a lot of details, talking about a lot of things going on. So I'm just gonna leave it, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. We're having the next live stream that'll be for Monday Night Raw this week. So I'm gonna keep it with our usual timeline. We're gonna do the next live stream on Tuesday. So hopefully you guys will be there to listen in on that. So I'm gonna also make sure I have some time to make sure I can get this live stream done for Monday Night Raw. So stay tuned for that. If it's not gonna be done on Tuesday, I'm definitely gonna do it Wednesday, or Thursday. Actually, we'll see about that. So we'll see about that. But I'm definitely aiming for Tuesday to have the next live stream for Friday Night Smackdown. Another thing, I'm also going to be including this article in the comments in the description box of the article section, so you guys can read up on the articles for yourself. So I will see you guys in the next live stream recap video of our WWE SmackDown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great one and a good week. Enjoy the rest of the day. Good